Well, hello YouTube. This I'm just starting this channel, so I'm not even sure exactly how I'm going to start this off. I just want to introduce myself before I jump into any sort of topics for discussion here. I am Jay. I have lived all over the world. I've watched all the crazy stuff happen from afar because I was living abroad. You know, the 2020 stuff. Actually, come to think of it, I was right in the middle of it when it took place over in China with the whole COVID situation. Yeah, that wasn't fun. And then after things calmed down a bit, I came back to the United States. But I did watch all those crazy riots and all the stuff that was happening here in the United States from, I guess, in China. I was going to say something about the Great Wall, but, well, I wasn't really living behind the Great Wall. At one point, I lived in Beijing, very close to the wall, but it certainly wasn't impeding my travel efforts or anything, as it doesn't. Although I do have a crazy story I'll have to share sometime about my visiting the wall with a friend. It involved climbing mountains and then discovering that we didn't have to climb the mountain because there was an easy way up. But it was interesting anyway. That'll be for another time. Needless to say, I've been on a lot of crazy adventures. I've had a lot of crazy experiences. But yeah, I've been watching all this chaos taking place in the United States from afar. And then I see this assassination that took place over the last couple of days of the United Healthcare CEO. And now that I'm in the United States, I'm wondering to myself, is this going to be the beginning of chaotic times again? Am I going to be here now for it? I really hope that that's not the case. I mean, whatever side you happen to be on, I know there's a lot of people that don't have good feelings toward these health insurance companies. And there's certainly no shortage of people on the internet and even, some high-profile journalists coming out and, sympathizing with the person doing the assassination. What is that called? Assassinator? Assassin? I can speak English, I promise. I didn't lose all of my English skills while living abroad. But yes, the assassin. Even though we don't know what their motivations are. There were some cryptic messages left on some of the spent rounds, I guess, that were ejected from the weapon that said something that they think is somehow related to a book against health insurance companies and the way that they deny claims. So I don't know. It could be that they are specifically against health insurance companies. Like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's very easy to find people who don't have good feelings toward health insurance companies. You hear about it all the time, the way they deny claims, but the CEO, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. It's a little disturbing. I'm just worried that the chaos is coming again, that the riots are going to start up, only this time it's even worse because we have political assassinations being attempted. I mean, you look at Donald Trump, whatever you think about Donald Trump, how many assassination attempts were made on him? Now we have this successful assassination of the United Healthcare CEO, and it's like the fabric of society is just coming apart. I don't know what the genesis of this is. Maybe it has something to do with all those COVID lockdowns that people just have, they've lost their sense of community. I already felt as if I had lost a sense of community in the United States before ever leaving to go live abroad. So I don't know. COVID, maybe it was a catalyst. Maybe this was something that was slowly happening to the country. And then, the COVID lockdowns come along and it just absolutely tore it apart. There was nothing left the strength wasn't there to, keep people from losing their minds. And you can see it on both sides. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy that came out of the woodwork on the internet around this stuff and around elections. It's like, gosh, what has happened to this place? I hardly recognize the country since coming back. But this is disturbing to me. You guys will have to let me know if you do watch this video, which I'm not expecting a lot of people to watch the video because it is a brand new channel. And this is the very first video that I've ever put up on this channel. But if you do, leave a comment and tell me what you think. Is this Is this the beginning of chaos, or has it never stopped? Is it just going to be this way from now on? How do we get this country back to being normal? How do we get things stable? How do we get things peaceful so that we don't have to worry about this sort of thing? I have a kid. I don't want him to grow up in a place that have to worry about crazy shootings and political assassinations. I mean, to be fair, I guess if you look through the history of the United States, it's had some pretty chaotic times, but we're not in those times. It's not supposed to be like that anymore. I thought that civilization had moved forward, and now we seem to be moving backward in many ways. And, well, I hope that we can turn it around, because I don't want to have to live in that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a one-off thing. I hope it doesn't inspire anybody. That's another worry, that this is going to inspire somebody else to go out and start doing similar things. Because, like I said, there's a lot of people that have anger toward the health insurance companies and CEOs in general. People, you'll always hear about it. These people aren't paying their fair share. I'm not here to argue that. I just think that we need the structure of society to hold together, and I'm not sure that it will. I look at the situation, and I'm really not sure if things are going to hold together, or if we're headed into absolute chaos. I hope not. Some of you are probably laughing and saying, come on, man, we're not heading into chaos. What's wrong with you? What are you, fearmonger, crazy person? No, I hope not. I hope not. I certainly don't want to live in chaotic times. I'd like things to be great. I'd like things to be smooth. I don't know how you'd reach somebody like that. If they have reached the point where they're going to go and shoot somebody, I don't know how you would even reach them to convince them to calm down and maybe, not do that. Maybe there's another path in life than, shooting people. At that point, they've gone off the deep end, I guess, already. Well, I don't know. I would hope that there were people around them, Aren't there people around them that would be like, hey, maybe that's not good. This person, I think they're going to do something bad. And alert the authorities, like, hey, so-and-so is maybe going to do something really bad. You might want to talk to them and prevent bad things from happening. And maybe it already happened. I guess you hear about it too, you get these incidents, these mass casualty incidents that take place. This isn't a mass casualty incident, but it is a bad incident. And you find out that the authorities were alerted or something like that, or they were aware of the person, and nothing happened. So I hope that we don't find out that that's the case. I'm also disturbed by the fact that the guy got away. I know there's some pictures in the news now, but we'll see. Maybe by the time this video is up, they'll have figured it out. But I would think that in New York City, Manhattan especially, there are so many cameras everywhere, they would be able to follow the person's every move. They shouldn't be able to just get away like that. But maybe they just don't have the resources to be able to do that. Even when it comes to a CEO who has enormous amounts of money. Gosh, I've also heard these stories. New York is becoming pretty crazy. People getting hit in the street and all kinds of violent crimes. Is that it? Is it just that New York has become crazy and now there's people going around with silencers and stuff? Probably not, because of the messages left on the bullets. It's probably not just a random occurrence. But, you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below. By the way, as this is a new channel, if you enjoy the conversation, be sure to subscribe. Share it with your friends. If you enjoy it, hey, maybe your friends will too. They're your friends after all. They like, hopefully, similar things, So, share it with your friends. Let's see if we can grow this and we'll have more conversations in the future besides this first one that we're having, the only one on this channel. Yeah. And I had probably better leave it at that. I don't know that there's very much more to be said about this subject at this moment. Hopefully you guys leave some comments, and then in a future video we'll have more to discuss about all of this. So we'll see you guys in the next one.